Will AI replace humans? There is a silent revolution unfolding, not in the noise of cities, not in the chaos of headlines, but in the quiet spaces where code learns to think. No alarms, no warnings loud enough, just machines, improving. And while the world scrolls, argues, distracts itself, something profound is happening beneath the surface of reality. A shift, a transformation, a question that humanity can no longer ignore. Will AI replace us? Or reveal the truth about us? Because this is not just another invention. This is not like the wheel, not like electricity, not even like the internet. This is different. Because for the first time, humanity is not just creating tools that extend the body. We are creating something that begins to imitate the mind. And when you replicate the mind, you don't just change how the world works. You change how humans see themselves. But this story did not begin today. It began with a simple idea, fragile, uncertain, almost naive. In 1956, inside a small academic gathering known as the Dartmouth Conference, a group of scientists dared to ask a question that sounded impossible at the time. Can machines think? Not calculate, not computer, but think. At that time, computers were massive, slow, limited. They could not even perform what today we consider basic tasks. The idea of intelligence inside a machine felt more like philosophy than science. And for years, nothing extraordinary happened. Progress was slow, painfully slow. Failures repeated themselves. Expectations collapsed. Funding disappeared. People lost interest. But here is something history teaches us quietly. The most powerful revolutions do not begin with speed. They begin with persistence. Because while humans lost patience, technology kept evolving. Computers became faster. Data became abundant. The internet connected everything. And without realizing it, humanity began feeding machines the most valuable resource ever created: human behavior. Every search, every click, every sentence written, every decision made, all of it became data, and data became intelligence. Not human intelligence, but something different, something statistical, something predictive. And that was enough. When AlphaGo defeated the world champion in the game of Go, something deeper than victory occurred, because Go was not just a game. It was considered an expression of human intuition, a space where logic alone was not enough. And yet, a machine found a way, not by copying human thinking, but by discovering patterns humans could not see. And in that moment, a realization quietly emerged. Maybe intelligence is not what we thought it was. Maybe thinking is not as unique as we believed. And then came systems like ChatGPT tools that could write, explain, argue, simulate understanding. Suddenly, intelligence was no longer something distant. It was accessible, available, instant. And that is when fear began to grow. Not because machines became dangerous, but because humans began to feel replaceable. Because when a machine can write your email, generate your ideas, assist your work, you begin to ask yourself, what is left for me? But let's slow down. Let's remove emotion for a moment and look at facts. Today, AI can diagnose diseases with increasing accuracy. It can analyze medical scans faster than trained professionals in certain conditions. It can assist in discovering drugs, optimizing supply chains, predicting financial markets. Tools like GitHub Copilot are already writing significant portions of code, not perfectly, not independently, but enough to change the structure of entire industries. Companies like OpenAI, Google DeepMind, and Tesla are not investing billions out of curiosity. They are investing because they understand something most people are still trying to avoid. AI is not a trend. It is infrastructure for the future. And infrastructure does not disappear. It expands, which means yes, some jobs will disappear. Repetitive roles, predictable tasks, work that follows clear patterns, data entry, basic writing, routine customer service. These roles are not vanishing because AI is evil. They are vanishing because they are predictable. And prediction is exactly what AI does best. But here is where people misunderstand history. They see loss, but they ignore transformation. Because every time technology advanced, it did not just remove jobs, it created new ones. When machines replaced physical labor, humans moved into intellectual work. Now that machines are entering intellectual work, humans must move into something deeper, something machines cannot replicate, not yet, and maybe never. Because here is the truth most people are not ready to hear. AI can simulate intelligence, but it does not experience existence. It does not wake up with uncertainty. It does not sit in silence questioning its purpose. It does not feel fear before making a decision that could change everything. It does not experience meaning. It processes patterns. And there is a difference, a profound difference. You can ask AI to write about heartbreak, but it is never loved. You can ask it to describe loss, but it has never held something it could not afford to lose. You can ask it to explain success, but it has never walked through failure to understand what success truly costs. So then, what is happening? Why does it feel like humans are being replaced? Because the truth is not technological. It is behavioral. The real threat is not AI. The real threat is human passivity. When people stop thinking deeply, when they stop questioning, when they stop creating from within, they begin to rely, depend, outsource their own mind, and slowly, something disappears. Not their job first, but their sharpness, their originality, their awareness. And once that fades, replacement becomes easy. Not because machines became superior, but because humans became inactive. This is the part no one talks about, because it is uncomfortable. It requires responsibility. It demands awareness. It forces you to look at yourself and ask, am I evolving or am I avoiding? Because in a world where machines can think faster than you, your value will not come from speed. In a world where machines can produce more than you, your value will not come from volume. So what remains? Depth, clarity, presence. The ability to see what others overlook. The ability to connect ideas in ways machines cannot predict. The ability to remain conscious in a world designed for automation. Because the future will not reward those who compete with AI. It will reward those who collaborate with it, who use it as leverage, but never as identity. And this is where the real shift happens. The moment you stop asking, will AI replace me? And start asking, how can I become someone AI cannot replace? That is the moment you take back control. Because the future is not written by technology. It is shaped by how humans respond to it. There are two paths from here. One is easy, comfortable, passive. Let AI do everything. Let it think, let it create, and slowly become dependent. The other path is harder, conscious, intentional. Use AI as a tool, but sharpen your own mind, expand your thinking, deepen your awareness, strengthen your creativity, because tools amplify who you are. They do not replace it. And if there is nothing to amplify, then yes, you will feel replaced. But if there is depth, though, it's within you, clarity within you, purpose within you, then AI does not compete with you. It elevates you. And maybe, just maybe, this was never about replacement. Maybe this is evolution, not of machines, but of humans. Because every generation faces a moment where the future feels like a threat. Fire once felt dangerous. Electricity once felt unnatural. The internet once felt overwhelming. And now, AI feels uncertain. But every time in history, those who adapted did not disappear. They expanded, they grew, they redefined what it means to be human, and now it is happening again. So no, AI will not replace humans. But it will expose them. It will reveal who is willing to grow, and who chooses comfort, who remains aware, and who drifts into unconscious living. Because in the end, the future does not belong to the strongest, not even to the smartest. It belongs to those who are aware enough to change. And maybe the most important question is not about AI at all. Maybe the real question is this: if a machine can do everything you do, then who are you beyond what you produce? And if you can answer that, truly answer that, then you are not replaceable. You are rare. Because AI will not replace you, but a version of you that refuses to grow, to think, to awaken. That version will disappear, quietly, slowly, naturally. And the choice was never in the hands of machines. It was always in yours.